Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Jones, for your testimony today, for being with us. Many stakeholders have raised concerns about the need to protect vulnerable populations in any modernized TSCA. It's been a point I've made in our previous hearings on this topic. I think it's absolutely essential. If we reform TSCA but fail to adequately protect children, pregnant women, or seniors, we've really failed. As you know, vulnerable populations include infants and children, the elderly, the disabled, the workers, and those living near chemical facilities. In their 2009 report, Science and Decisions, the National Academies of Science recommended that all vulnerable populations should receive special attentions at all stages of the risk assessment process. In its current form, the discussion draft only examines potentially exposed subpopulations when evaluating the risk of existing chemicals, but the draft does not direct the EPA to protect any of these risks when they are identified. It strikes me as a glaring oversight. Mr. Jones, you previously testified that a chemical should not be able to pass the safety standard under a reformed TSCA if it's dangerous to a vulnerable population, but my understanding is that this revised draft does not provide this guarantee. Instead, it uses a cost-benefit standard to direct EPA to balance the health risks to vulnerable subpopulations against the cost to the industry to take protective action. Do you think, is your opinion that this is an accurate statement, or if not, would you correct me?
The only modification I would make is that it's not just the cost to the industry, but any costs to society. But otherwise, okay. I think your characterization is accurate.
Okay. So that means if we enact this proposal, we couldn't tell parents that the law always puts the health of their children first, right?
That's correct.
Does the administration support this approach, or does it think the law should require that children in vulnerable populations are protected from toxic chemicals?
We prefer the latter.
Mr. Chairman, this proposal doesn't make sense to me. For the last 40 years, we've had a law that does not adequately protect children, seniors, and other vulnerable populations. Why would we want to pass another law that simply continues that failed approach? And I yield that.